The lesson.
Oh, yeah.
So that's happened when you're 17, and at this point, music isn't a thing for you yet, is it, in terms of the rapping thing?
Like, I started doing music because it was like an outlet, and it was also something that I always wanted to tick off my bucket list. Like, I always just said to myself, like, if I just put music out there, that's all I care about, because like it's about just having the opportunity, and like you're not going to have that opportunity unless you actually put yourself in the position. So I was stoked as soon as I saw like 10 fucking views and shit, and then as soon as I got a little bit of money off of it, I was like, what the fuck, this is ridiculous, you know? And that kind of like freaked me out a lot, because at the start it was just sick to be making music, like, because I'm 31, like I was born in 1991, so I remember days of just listening to shit on Walkmans and fucking meeting up with mates and just freestyling for the fun of it, and just like, it was way more about bars than anything else, you know? Whereas like now it's like every rhyme has to be more provocative and more intense than the last one, because people just zone out, or they'll think you changed or whatever. And it's just like, I don't know, it's just kind of like took the fun out of it for me a little bit.
Now, I've got here listed that Husky was one of your main influences, like particularly around that 2016 period.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
is he one of the first Oz rappers that you started listening to?
No, the first Oz rappers that I started listening to was like Matty B and fucking like Old As Trem and Rigorous Recordings, and fucking like Pegs, and then like Hilltop Hoods and stuff came out, and like, yeah, you know, everybody bumped Nosebleed and shit like that. And then I remember Festival song by fucking 360. That was a banger back in the day. And but like I also was mad into like Lisk, LBK, and like Alex Jones, like when he was rapping as Flea. And you know, I started eventually, after listening to them heaps, like noticing like cunts like Wombat, and then I think it was around that point where I started listening more to like Wombat and stuff, that I remember like talking to Husky through DMs on like Instagram, and he was like asking me about, like, because I knew that he was rapping and shit, and I was like asking him about, you know, his music and stuff, and he was like, do you rap and shit? And I was like, oh, you know, I haven't really written anything down really. But yeah, so that's how our relationship started, like just talking through Instagram and shit. And then when he came down to Melbourne, I met with him, and you know, I guess the rest is history. No, I remember sending Husky a song called 3 Weeks, and I think I was just like, put it out because I just liked putting out music. But I was always keen to get Husky on a track, but I don't think we ever actually linked up on a track until the trap session stuff. Like Servo, I think, was our first one. Yeah. But I've been chilling with Husky for a couple of, like maybe a year or two before that. But yeah.
And then I guess on the topic of Husky, a couple of questions. First up is, what was it about him and his music that you gravitated towards?
Oh, it's the way he can rap, bro. His ability to put syllables together is insane. And like his delivery on bars, like that's what I love about rap. Like, it's like, you know, it's more like listening to an instrument for me than like trying to fact check this dude's life or something. Like, and I know Husky's definitely, you know, he raps about the rawest shit, and he's, you know, been through it, and you can tell that through his lyrics as well. But it's like the way he delivers it, that's what gets people, you know.
And then for the public, I mean, Husky is one of the biggest artists in Oz rap, and has had a massive impact.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, he caught your attention and had an impact on you. But why do you think that he has, had the impact and success that he has to date?
I reckon it always comes down to determination. Like, for anybody who's successful, like the key is determination and putting yourself in opportunities that are either going to fail or they're going to succeed. You know, like success can be built, you know, on a gradual like progression, but you still have to take those huge risks, and you still have to persevere through the failures, you know. And I think Husky is one of those artists that proves time and time again that no matter how many times like something fucked up happens in his life, he'll put it on a fucking, you know, beat, and he'll make cunts cry to it.
So around 2016 is when you started, you know, like recording stuff and putting stuff down. You kept on doing that through 2017.
Yeah.
And then in 2018, at the beginning of 2018, you had your first song on Body Bag Media called Melbourne.
Oh, yeah.
Now, from memory, when you did that, looking back on it, would you say that that was the thing that sort of started to make you pop off?
Nah, I don't even know the concept. Like, I wasn't tracking myself at that stage in that sort of way. So I don't know, like, whether I was even popping off. You know what I mean? Like, but I think that something that gave me some traction or whatever was definitely, you know, being around other people who are putting in the same type of like work and like down for the same type of like end goal. You know what I mean? Like everybody at that time in the body bag like sort of space, like whether it was Husky or Chillin' It or like Shadow would come in, everybody had the same mentality of just like, I'm the one that's gonna fucking, you know, represent Oz. Like everybody wanted to just push each other harder and harder. And I think that's why the scene started to like grow the way that it did, because people weren't afraid of competition. Like people were like, oh shit, this guy's got some bars. Well, let me fucking up my game then. You know, instead of like, I feel like music quickly turns sometimes into, fuck, this guy's better than me. I better, you know, I better shut him up. And it's like that breeds like shit, if you get what I mean. Like that it breeds like mediocrity. Like it just makes things not as good as they could be. Whereas if you find somebody that's you're scared of, or you find somebody that might show you up, you should let them be on the front stage. You should let them have the spotlight, because it's not going to last forever. Who's going to get it next? Like, do you want to be in line, or do you want to just stand back and watch everybody else go?
And then, so that joint, that first Body Bag Media joint, that was early 2018. And then I think a few months later, that's when you did a big collab with Husky for the trap sessions.
Oh, so there was also Healthy Peas though, but Husky wasn't on the track, but he was in the video. So I don't know if that's adding to any confusion.
No, but what you're saying is it was Healthy Peas before you did Trap Sessions one with Husky?
Yeah. It went like Melbourne, and then we dropped Healthy Peas, and then I came back to Melbourne where I was living, and then Husky came back down as well, and then that's when we did Trap Sessions, and then we went back up to Sydney, and that's when we recorded Servo.
So Healthy Peas, that was before Servo, and that had Husky in the video, but he didn't feature on the song.
Yeah.
And then after that, you guys have done Servo, and that's featured Husky on the joint.
Yeah. And also we did Donuts, Petrol, and Petrol featured Alex Jones, and we did, fuck, I can't remember. I think we did a song called Slut. Nah, what was it called? Slurpee. Yeah. And yeah, so we did a few tracks on Trap Sessions, but Servo was the one that we did a video to, and that really like videos definitely grab people's attention.
And Kyle Golly filmed a video of No One Network?
Yeah. So the video was meant to be like a one take, and so we tried to go to a couple of 7-Elevens, and and basically like we weren't getting allowed to like film in these 7-Elevens, so I was getting mad, fucking just pissed, and just wanted to fucking go back and smoke cones. And I was like, look, if we were all just fucking angry and like wanting to smoke, and fucking we were just like, yeah, if this doesn't fucking happen right now with this server, like fuck it, I'm going home. Like, and so we just rocked up to this random ass server, I don't know what it was called, and fucking we just started buying shit, and the camera just started rolling. We didn't even ask the dude, and then or maybe they asked him and said it was like for a school video or some shit. He didn't give a fuck. But Husky's ex-missus or missus, I don't know, yeah, Husky was going out with Lana at the time, and she munted out the window, and so that's why she's like cleaning the window and shit. And then Chillin' It was driving that car, and so he was filling up petrol. And then when Husky was picking up all this stuff, I had no idea that he was going to be grabbing these like foil and shapes and stuff, and I just wanted to grab ciggies for the mix. And so when he put all the stuff down, I just didn't pay for it, and I just got the ciggies and walked off and started rapping my shit. And so you see him in the back, and he's like, "What the fuck, bro? Like, you just gonna leave me with all this shit?" And I was like, "Oh shit!" I didn't even think about it though. I was just too much of a stoner, bro.
The lesson.
927. Oh yeah.